Speaking 26, speaking 26, speaking 26. TOEFL, iBT, speaking 26. I'm Aaron at speaking26.com. Pharmacists who have less than 1 month until FPGEE registration opens on May 24th. Do you have to take the TOEFL in a testing center? I like it when the dentists come to me and I get to work with a different kind of person, just like I like it when the nurses and physical therapists come to me. But one thing I don't like about when a dentist comes to me to get 26 on TOEFL speaking is that the dentists get to take the test, the home edition. Pharmacists, do you guys have that option? No, you don't. I don't like it. I don't like that part of working with the dentists because maybe they're taking the test in their pajamas. Right? It's a different feel. Right? Whereas the pharmacists know that the test, getting 26 on TOEFL iBT speaking in a test center, that's going to require more courage than taking the test at home when you're possibly in your pajamas. One of the ways that I help the pharmacists finally pass their TOEFL, even though they went to other people before me who did not succeed in helping them finish their TOEFL, one of the ways that I help pharmacists finish their TOEFL so that they can move on to better things like FPGEE and the rest of their high quality life is by helping them deal with the pressure that they will feel in the test center. The dentists and other people who get to take the TOEFL, the home edition version, they don't take that part as seriously. It's still a factor in their test, but since they don't have to take it in the test center, they give that factor less credit to their final score. They don't view it to be as big of a factor as the pharmacists do, as the pharmacists are very aware of the atmosphere of the test center negatively affecting their speaking performance. So, in Zoom meetings with me, most of the time, we're going to have our videos on because in the test center, I have a question for you, pharmacists. In the test center, when you're giving your speaking answers, can other people see you? Are there other test takers in there who can look at you if they want when they hear you speaking? Can they hear you speaking, or are you in a room, a soundproof room, isolated by yourself? You have to give speaking answers with the potential of other people seeing you in the test center, and you have to give consultations in the pharmacy with other people seeing you. So, one way that we prepare to deal with that pressure of the TOEFL in the test center is to have our Zoom videos on. I've become so familiar and used to people in the very first Zoom meeting with me trying to do anything to have their Zoom video off because they're shy, or now you have a fancy scientific word that you think gives you an excuse. They're introverts. Oh, I was born genetically an introvert. I don't have any power to choose to become a little bit more confident. No, if I say a word like introvert, it means it's not my fault. It's a genetic predisposition. It's nothing that I can improve. That's you choosing to be weak. I want you to choose to be stronger so that you finish your TOEFL faster. Don't choose to be weak. You're not even fooling yourself. You're definitely not fooling me. So before the first Zoom meeting with people, I have learned to, as a way to combat their shyness, the pharmacist's shyness that is holding them back from getting 26, in order to encourage more confidence, I've learned that before the very first Zoom meeting I have with people, I need to send them an email that says, we will have our Zoom videos on. Then I know to say it. That's the first thing I need to say when the Zoom meeting starts. Let's both have our Zoom videos on, making it harder for there to be an excuse of, I didn't read your email. Or, oh, I didn't know these meetings would be on. Well, you see my video on, so isn't it common sense? Isn't it a mirror of respect to also have your video on? Okay, but I don't want you to have that excuse. I want it to be harder for you to be weak, which doesn't finish your TOEFL, which doesn't get 26. I want to make it harder for you to make shy, introvert excuses. And instead, I want to make it easier for you to improve, to become a little bit stronger in your mentality and attitude. I want to make it a little bit easier for you to increase your confidence. The Zoom meeting is preparation for your real TOEFL in a test center, where, as you know, the atmosphere of the test makes us all, myself included, feel a little bit different than we usually do, feel a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, feel our heart beating more than we usually feel it. So the Zoom meetings with me are practice for applying confidence, because to get 26 on speaking in the test center, you will definitely have to apply confidence, even though you have those unusual feelings in your body due to being in the test center. This is also why you've heard me give the advice before where that you should intentionally put yourself outside of your comfort zone. You should intentionally go speak with somebody who's a native English speaker, who's not from your country or community. Those of you who you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who are currently living in the US, but choose to bubble yourself with only people from your one country. There's something like 190 countries, but you bubbled yourself to only one country, the one that you were randomly born in. Instead of doing that, take advantage of being in the US. How many people from your original country wished that they had these free opportunities to speak with native English speakers? Wished that they had these free opportunities to practice and increase their confidence. Yet you squander, waste those opportunities every day because you choose to be shy and introverted. When you say introvert, I just hear you're choosing to not be brave and you think you have a scientific excuse for it now. Can an introvert increase their confidence little by little, day by day? Yes, of course. But you want to have an excuse to remain weak. I don't like that because I want you to get 26 on speaking. Aaron at speaking26.com. Pharmacists, registration for FPGEE opens May 24th. Pharmacists, are you going to be part of that rush of other pharmacists who submit their application on May 24th or May 25th, that first week? Or are you going to be somebody who does it last minute and therefore doesn't look as attractive to the other pharmacists who are looking for high